Enti se tokonu abokro no na monchi ni to. Chi kasa na wo kan no. So de nsa abo aban sikem.
The
question is what's the nsa abo aban sikem? Either you correct it because as someone
correct it or what?
She should take you on.
She should take me on.
Because you impugn theft. Awakro no.
When I walk outside and I say
me say she kasa na wo kan no. She adan obi mokro no mfa nye bibi. Obi wona wo kan ye. Wona wo kan you see mode oman no sabi eba asendi bia ne ho hihye a mode aya amanyosem.
Why?
Who the let them what one friend or sono mame.
Why mame?
One friend or sono mame. The let them what one friend or sono mame.
Ah sir.
Me miss her. And now we be catch them say we na two. Who foot papa be na wo de ma tokonu.
Me di matem se. We am chiri ba mi.
Me ni watem me the point is foot papa be na wo ma de ma tokonu. Ah we be catch say utu ne fo. Wo frɛ obi osono mame. Na wo wi a so
allow him to flow.
Now, wo friend no osono mame wie. No we be catch them say wo foot de ma no.
Dela, can I listen to Kofitonto? I want to
listen. Who ya be catch them say wo foot no. Na tokonu wo foot na no ti. Wo no wontie foot on free wo. Ya oba emremu ese men's rear. Adwemu po enye papa mama me no. Adwene mu ponya papa ma no ana wanam nso anya papa ma no nti ada no wontie o munhwa de mo de me say oman panyi a na oyo oman panyi o say me ba be sisa judiciary no at the NDC fu agum. The president said that, and indeed Nana ya obaye in a year and a half President Mahama appointed 69 judges. Akufo-Addo in his whole 8 years no appointed 165, averaging 21 judges per year. President Mahama bae no in a year and a half why 3 times what Akufo-Addo did in a year.
How?
3 times. I just gave you the data.
Wow, how?
I just gave you the data. Because President Mahama Mani President Mahama Mani clear said, about the judiciary now be NDC judiciary.
How?
But he said it. President Mahama said it. When he met the judge, maybe he said it. President Mahama said it. Say, or no, Oba, Satam no Asia NDC lawyers. Now the video is there. It was actually a Zoom call. I remember President Mahama was on a Zoom. And was say me besi sanguna me de monsuma be ka ho. And indeed he has done that. Na tokonu ayo osunu maamo a ayo osunu maame a papa ye chief justice ono ye den. Ono de okọ NDC for party. Oni NDC for na to nsa didi call mo party. Ono ye den.
Party be.
Unim. Bibia wa Ghana bia unim na no na nam galamsey say bibia wa Ghana bia unim bibia wa Ghana ni bia unim e ba no de unim
party ben ka kire yen
ma say wakọ party
ben
Ghana for him
Dala please
look
please allow him to flow.
Look, the bottom line is that the maye no a bro poison venom na wa hu de we a mu twa mu kasa ne mu su ne mu ban so aba no on dey am twa so aba no mo kan boko conflict na be gum animu ase mo kan flooding na be gum animu ase we e be say gum animu ase in time
Kovi me da se mamenko menim na I was for okay, I'll look at it, Kabila. Happy birthday to Mama Alberta Ufusuhine at Victory Congregation of Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Bremen East, Kumasi, from your husband, Reverend Albert Ufusuhine, pastor in charge of Victory Congregation, celebrating you, Mama Alberta Ufusuhine. Happy birthday to you, Mama. Happy birthday to you. Na say dear I say aka simano aduana dem fan say aduana technically bia sankron enti nondu apa sima aduonu baako dia kai me be cha mamomi ensa and she shane say obia nini huni obia nini huni anope me ni odi a nkan launch and chia fofuru ya say uhia unu anu achia no de huni na so age so yempefin it obia nini huni na time am de be mamo no obia nini de so pepe na yehwe so obia so benya bre aka na sem me sha ase afri so James Kwabena Bonfa Junior PhD. In the next 10 minutes, Kabila me pese me tie wo nko a me pese me tie obi ane ewum. 10 minutes, Kabila. 10 minutes no. Enema me de agu akwan mu. Flooding any actually sensem e wa ha.
Ne edi kan. Me pese me gina oman ni di mu na me ma omanfo a omo ho akọ ahuyahia mu e wo sabre mu nyina e ma omo shedin.
Kabila, just a second. Akugande ba kwa be head Kofi Tonto. O say Kofi, since when did we start calculating appointment with averages? So if the denominator for the calculation is 8 years for Nanado, how many years did he use for John Mahama? Hey, Kofi Tonto. So if Mahama doesn't appoint any judge this year, what will be the sense in that calculation? Kofi Pa Jaisa Gordon Akugan, who says happy birthday to James Bonfa Junior PhD.
Let me respond now later.
Later, it do so.
Senior Medana say
10 minutes.
Sir, unuzo a college boy. The lanko.
Akugan no emi na menen wo Benz bi no oton ja me. Oton Benz na me po.
Na sa Benz bi ka se mo ja wan samaka.
Da bi hwe.
Mugusuka. Kadna.
Kasa.
Ye be ma abusuafo a sabi ye ho akire ye nyina hyede. Na wo mo a ya hwere abusuafo so ya ma mo yakọ eni hyede. Asam na asi no. Minua baako na o send me message. O say ya hwe yi a afie ebesim no ebe chen de ekosui. Me ne obi kasa na o kasa hwe afie ebesim. Ya aka ya ni mu kra ye nwie. Na bri nya bra ye de sobo obebo obakofo bi ayi obi afiri mu. Ne mpese ye nyina ye chi ye gitum ni se. Yen take ultimate responsibility say obia hu wo mu bi. Because obia hu wo mu bi a Amanfo say it is an attempt to parry leadership. No. In a democracy, Cardinal, leadership, and I say leaders are a product of the citizenship. Ya kanifono, ya ni ya power mo, ya ni ya iwo mo. Enti say wa kanifono nye papa, ya ntimi ka say hu so, ya ka hu bi. Enti me ka say nyina ya mfa sobo no mo ye ho a. Na me chasia abompaye bia Daniel boy em say Daniel chapter 9. O chasia dwiraye say nyame mfa ye bone nche. Niema ni bi ayaye ye tietia ye ho. And Dela, I don't say things lightly. Hwe niema ni bi aye de ye ho no. Oh me nua you know some of the things that some of our own colleagues did to some of us back at UCC. We only have to forgive to move on with life. Ebinu wonu ma wuhia omo na enye nyame a se bi nka unkasa no de ye de ye ho o mamu a generally no enye politics adaroma ye ntiase papa nti. And here I want to say this, enye politics na me ni wonye o eye politics tantan na me ni wonye politics ye di ho komo o man ho komo ye di, but say me no be kwa trans na yakasa hye ye ho abufuo anasa ahoroba de say the fantifo kana no yenye. So yemfa ye ho bone enche ye ho. We should forgive one another. Anytime na me ka ho say mampani di nasi o say emsan so nye National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving no. We should also forgive one another and stop hurting people. Ye di ho bone dodo. Obi aye adwuma for how many years in Ministry of Finance, yeah, the law cartoon is so because you see our certain color. It's not good. Nipa no empire. Above 40 empire. Nyamiti empire. Na above 40 there ya omo ni omuntimi fa boni nche te say nyankopon. Eni tina ma Tama Zakaria okodi achinye no bofo no ma otori mum kopens ye wo neba John. So that's here. Timesre, we should stop hurting ourselves. Mi rezi Mami Tokonu Diano just in a point. There is no way anybody can tell me that we fairly, justly remove that woman. You can say all you want, but we are convinced of what we are convinced about. One way it's another matter for another day. Cardinal, me we no American development planning synced with national population dynamics. A man for you movie actually say Ghana after every 25 years your population will double. Into share from census period the year between 1957 and 1982 no your population double here from about 7 million to about 40 million. The next time a census next thing na ye baba the twaso the number jumped from 14 to about 25 million in 2010. And now many will say your number no you say number is 35 million. Near my was say amenities acquiring kania so semniade e determine and I dictate nipa dodoa e betmatena biaye bi. The last population and housing census report 2021 say Greater Accra, Ashanti region, Eastern region and Central region. Samantem and Nayinkwa Ekuta or Mainumu Yadodo 54.6%. Cardinal Osha your land size, Yasasi Tam no Nedodoa. Mantama would do me no akano. Woman a nipano do do na ewono. Isa. Aso na asasino ewono so enke so. Enti yama asasino baby so no nipa do do abegu ha. Ena baby asasino dan a trap kese no nipa ne kakra bi ne gu ho. Eye colonial legacy of disproportionately aggregated development projects. Enema do do ehu yaye no ni nyina be kan kan ha. Enti se school na obeko adwuma na obeyo research na obeyo ade bi obeye bia no you have to be down here tete de anyiresi for ba ye no eno na iguso ayeye eno ntina ma sabri bi policy bi a eno so omo kan omo anya ne yie one your friend say one district one factory, right? If that policy had been worked through, yedi yajuma and spread it in yuma ko ye. So be a niso freaking tampo bank right now, be yajuma ya ukin tampa. Nipa bebre one man komunia. Biom ye railway system. Yasha si edru babi ni jai. Senke railway system, Cardinal, me I can tell you, I'll prefer to live in Kintampo and travel to Accra to work and go back every day. And so and na crowd ya kwan na ya faso by road no dala say we free Kintampo your friend say Accra eko Kintampo a obi tumi di 16 hours because Accra Kumasi no kwaya about 10 hours man hours ya de ko e kan obi e na nso to a ye wo nipa dodo a e bro nkran so a tin kran ye hwe ho yie they to so be a physical and geographic planning. Your national plans for honmo. Anybody who says say any plan biano or bois. Yaw, but ye juma, you find juma. I don't know about you say yes, see a down waterways. Any how did we even get there? And Sunday I can say a bubu. Now, what about discipline, any enforcement? Obashana structure, obi di bibia kusio. Yanka mushi ne atnasia. Omo gentre ha. Afina ni ye ko ye hu dedi na fe amanfo wo ko yi omo so ye say put we my face ye nya ya dwene say ye chichiri man bi ndi ye suban no ye sesa no na ye nwene kada de to so me enan eye attitude ye su ni ye ban kwa me nkruma ka asem bi bra ye nya fa hudie no de di kan o say we must realize that we are no longer a colonial but a free and independent people. We must change our minds, our attitudes. Yasesa na minim ewianesa enti ehwo no ene hia se yasafo mpanimfo Cardinal men and women of God ya yesi ye nkramofo ya yesi ye ya kristofo ya yesi nananom som nyame ne yesom no na nyame no de ye sa no pe ana. Then Captain, we come to babi ehu nyame pa, the politics. Kadna one more ewo nimdie ewo engineering. And then mudu do send a committee company asset up say or task force to deal with this situation. Why are you listening? Mini stand up names or Dano, deputy chief of staff. Ena yedi nipa omuye nbese num. There are none of them is an engineer as far as I know. No. So be engineer. And I want to quote somebody who told me something. Obi can say me chairman ra. I say you can't talk your way out of the floods. Nya kasa ni be free floods imu. E wo mu say kasa be tra adwene. Ye young crofo e wa engineering expertise no more to for. Na say ya meeting be e course so politicians. Technical people here momon kasa. Wamako meeting in crisis management no. The politicians will not let the technical people talk. Now yes sir, how do you find solutions? Ana engineers ne one more ya technical professionals so a uko meeting na ya kan okasa boache oyemu a o say my dino please. That's not professionalism. Speak your mind. Let the heavens fall. Fidelity to your profession and your calling. If you say ya yes sir, Cardinal afibia sadie besiansi na de medi betwa to the call to rethink Accra. Ohwe oman bia sesie yi na ohwe yen Ghana niema miensan no ntie hu hia say ye sansusu yi amedi baya yaka ade bia your friend say the constitution 1992 ne fapem supposedly decentralization, but in reality the decentralization no a centralized decentralization. Obia no one betuma ye bibi wo district bi wo Ghana hanum abra onya central approval. That is not decentralization. To start with, let's decouple the political from the commercial capital of Ghana. Abuja, Nigeria mu yebi. Lagos wo ho, Abuja wo ho. Abidjan Yamoussoukro Yamoussoukro your friend say Abidjan Nigeria mu a friend say Abuja your friend say Lagos. Oko South Africa dia omo de na ye nan Blueprint Town hona judiciary capital wo Supreme Court. Cape Town hona na parliament wo. Oko Johannesburg the commercial Pretoria the executive government. You bet me aye wo Ghana ha. Move parliament outside Accra. Take it to one region, say a western region nebekwa. So I judiciary no. Yen free ha. And I say no crowd bet me aka ha. Fine. Near the political no, ye the ko ebia kintampo towards a ibupe ho. No na me catching him for wo. Yen nya asase won tokwa gidi no. It discourage any discussion about talking about Kintampo development. Yeah, man, Ukraine Juma.
Mate, no
Cardinal.
No Ukraine is out.
Yeah, decentralization. Oh, 5 minutes. No, I feel I'm a bit trade.
Pajo de Biltamaso. Make out the lasso.
Yo, and did that mesre say yes, we are. Me feel a bema Kruimu Ajukakra.
Omana na Kruno.
That be Accra. It will reduce the pressure on Accra.
Okay.
If we truly decentralize. And all of us, modern say ye if we say the Buama or man ye fan with ye pa, dear Minana, J. Brahma Satan no Kabachi Ra. Later be ye Jagbun Red Timu. July 10, 1953, motion of destiny or secondary motion no or can't say. I dear Buama ye fan with ye say ye pray no, a bedi mu restraint.
Kindly wish my adorable brother James Kwabrabonfe Jr. PhD. I am happy to be associated with him. Good morning, my brother Cardinal, who has abandoned me, Hajia Hamdatu.
Adiham that too.
Na de obi so de biare me.
And he no dem be kwakodi fufu.
Richard Techi Mensah says, "Hey, I just heard that today is Dr. Bonfe's birthday. Happiest birthday to him. He's been a brother to me since our undergrad days in UCC. He's also my Adventist brother, as well as Kofi Tonto. Delayadem too is a brother from UCC. Greetings to them all. And he also mamo happy. Dela, there is no opportunity to reveal anything. But of 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
But 10 minutes.
Of me the first you be very responding to Assembly Kofi Tonto Kai. Say what's na radio BCC? That's what can say this man Mahama appointed 65 judges. 8 years Akufo-Addo yes sir. I say you have not checked the facts no. E di nim guase neighbor. And sa jandam no obi etumi story ka bibi keke no kono e jai. Because children as young guys at the age of 12, 13, 14 can easily Google and find out the number of people and judges are appointed by Akufo-Addo. Ofa. Say Omanpeyin Akufo appointed 17 Supreme Court judges in 8 years. Omanpeyin Rawlings appointed 11 Supreme Court judges. Omanpeyin John Mahama the first term appointed 4. Akufo-Addo in 8 years appointed 15. Ofa, in fact, no President Akufo 17. Rawlings, Omanpeyin Rawlings 11. Omanpeyin John Mahama 4. Omanpeyin Akufo-Addo 15. And appoint here. Of Omanpeyin Akufo-Addo put a call in him kakra. Appeal court judges. Appointed 44 out of the 48. What the Anumpo the Supreme Court in one, Anumpo is 60. By 8 years, he did 113. That is the figure. Check, Google and check. But it's Obi Abatina, a kind of NDC, judiciary NDC kind of thing. The person doesn't know what he's talking about. The fact is, Akufo-Addo appointee, ya maybe Drew, baby, if say, hey, now Supreme Court in the Supreme, unanimous decision in the end, there was Supreme Court. Inti, of some of these things, I have just responded to that. Let's go to the flooding issue. Flooding nearby, ye na your own ha 7 descending minded people, ye nim ye see the NTA or mine in Sua Amini Yenina. Of I Ghana high it is yes, in so talk about 40 ml per millimeters, eh? And so we are in trouble. The last time in store talk a see 56 millimeters. A big night, and then Nancy toy 156 millimeters over 6 hours or 7 hours in zone toy. Offer yen say your drains. God has a gun here to young kitten. And it's a sort for 6-7 hours. 156 millimeters. The gutters cannot contain the water. Obienim. Obia nyina nim wo memu ha se ye gutters near ye drainage a block it nyina nim say politician meti ye Kofi Tonto nim Kabila nim say plastic rubber a problem because and yes is it biodegradable is that not it
biodegradable
and ye biodegradable onum so rubber na say what the two 40 years that's our rubber da honya hwe first na eti wache a ye talk ye koto wache ye tin wa haban mu maye Kabila dey wache ye din wa haban mu haban wo to wa within 2-3 days na hye na ya bibia na pro na ko decompose na ko bo asase no ene ye the rubber bibia ye rubber koko ye to rubber wache ye to rubber ukoto beef or bibia ye plastic. And to me problem no mache ni me say a man-made environmental and official. Ye ankasa ye suni e ban say the Kabila kan yi no. E ka ho because me kai mribi 2018. Maami Cecilia Dapaye, Minister for Sanitation Jina Bonti ti asemo kan. If we have not put rubbish in the drains, we could not have spent so much money. Madam Cecilia Dapa say ye di nwure gubol animu ma sika ese ye disi hospital ye disi school ye disi akwan papa no enne say sika no ye di titi gotem Of our World Bank, my through some is it GARID, Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project. World Bank my $200 million. Say if I manage solid waste in Greater Accra and other regions. $200 million. Madam Sisiana Pajina Parliament Bekan said, yeah, man, only $42.5 million. Only $42.5 million. Wapa, sa sikaya miki. Sa time onona $1 million. Aye 170 billion. Depreciation. Sa time no American $200 million in America. World Bank de ma say infantry got them. Na $1 million. Aye 170 billion all Ghana cedis. I'm a minister because General Parliament can say, I'm only 42.5 to the still the gutters. Yes, still the gutters are still choked. 200 million, that is 170 billion times 200. Oh, Ghana cities, 170 billion times 200. Say the Tigotem, Uncle Siaga. Yeah. Yes, in so to ye na say ye nim say problem a ye te ho de ye te ho hwe ye te ho ha ne ye problem a ye nyina nim say ye problem a ye su ne ye ban obeti papa it say Kennedy honorable Kennedy Japan de bi o kasa ansem we ne ye suban wo side we ne ye suban ene ye nyina nim MPP from penyifo nyina ka. If you like Google and check, every notable person the MPP has spoken about flooding in Accra attach ya hwe in 2020. Honorable Atachi had the $528 million on the budget of the sector, house, works and housing. Google. $528 million to the South Gutters. Now, say the $528 million said they manage solid waste wa Accra, and I said Greater Accra, and I said Ghana. Yeah, did you when they see hospital? I mean, hospital. Yeah, did you when never yakwain? Yes, so nan saying so toy. What I say, so na say who got test na be say who enwura na gu ball say enwura na gu nsuo na ninu a be sen kono a obeka say the first 6 years yenti got them da 6 years obeka say 6 years yenti got them da adentin na say ba na sa na we say see na ebi no person dey politics na na yemble bi we say o man panyi we na o hanka sa de we ye nsi nso momo time na esi ebisi esi bebre vie woche and I can say assemble kwa ye hunu say urbanization. Accra is become more concrete. Obi esi ni dan ya no we see concrete we form. Obi esi dan ya no we two pavements no we cemented floor. Accra obi enya sika wo baby no aba Accra Kumasi no aba be si dan o si dan o person kire so wo sika ni fie nyinara no ato ho concrete oye no concrete pavement insuo no to a insuo no Nyankopon ye senka asase ne ye den emmem insuo no yasa ne de what to concrete wo fie uso onye sika as to wall tintinti as in Jerusalem walls it insuo no to a na egu fom ho anka enko he. Into urbanization has become a problem to the extent say ye nyina obia si da kesia wo mo sisi akase nyina obia to ni fie wa ye pavement ana nsuo no to no ne wall no watua tokuro bi afa ho enko ehiafo fie na nsuo no eto wo ni fie no ayese ka mem ko fie efom mem ko fom no na ekọ obi fie ene ne suba yete Ghana ha ye sika nyinara ye de ti gotem Ghana ha ye sika ye nya say World Bank am is $200 million in 2018 say sika ye ti gotem $200 million and I no ka say am pay mama say 300 million Ghana cedis ye fan solve ye fan wo mo a problem no wo mo fia say nsuo mattresses afon ye fa bi mo a wo mo na ye fa bi make sure say ebe got amu nyoma ne ahwe say nsuo ne be esobete tikakra enti se de bia nsuo beto about 40 mm na ye de sika puduo sei akakoti gotemu a omman weni ye ko he mesre mesre politicians are more NDC mu and politicians more MPP mu sabi edru baby asi eblem mu
Dala obraso
mpa cho ma me fama no sifom
pacho yo
edru baby asi eblem mu die nti na asi eblem mu mo nyina mo nim de mo opposition na ma ye say opposition na sabi e ho na nyansa ne wo ye wa aban mu a ye enye enna me no tiwe wo de maka say aban we nka say me ban plastic waste. The MPP will organize a press conference and come and criticize the NDC. Say NDC soon our BEM and MPP no our BEM. And the MPP will some more ban plastics. The NDC will organize press conference and come. But what you mean when you say I deal with your problem I see a solve.
Certainly as I see a solve. O time now would the have to say a problem I say me solve. Kobe
and they obey the business say no.
Kobe but also want 10 minutes. Yes sir.
Except to put on record. So indeed this government has banned plastic are effective next year. In fact, EPA
not effective next year.
Because when you are banning something like that, you give time
for people
to implement. And MPP has not said a word
against it.
That's the point I want to make to you.
The implementation time.
By engineering solutions, why engineering? All of a sudden, they let them at engineering as a Ghana for you. I'll come there in a second. Look, Dela, let me tell you frankly that you and your government have destroyed the judiciary. You have politicized the judiciary.
Why?
To the extent say ene judiciary Ghana yenim eguase. Look, asaba o data ya okofa ba mimi hu ni ti na mehu ne nan. Ye rekufo ado mra na all appointed judges no. Mo twen ye ma 8 years ne ba ya ansa na mo criticize no. Kabila na mo nyina mo ni krom ha. Ena mo sha ase kasa ye say ekufo ado appointed judges dodo. Enti ayi akoga na asema o de ba ye no. What are you saying? You see, unimo wa yeden hwena de wuhu enna na wo de projected trends, and that is why you complained about Akufo-Addo Supreme Court judges are appointed. Emma mo ka say mo ba mo de cap beto so mo ba nipa say na mo so mo appointed 10. Wo ba wa appointed 10
Supreme Court.
And now nipa say wo ba afisa no nya wa appointed 10. Me here explanation. Who cry no one my who say within just a short period no one appointed 10. What's one appointed 10? I'm coming. Let me check. Please, no, the point and the logic of my argument is that with data now with the buy and it is a non-starter. What's the Akufo-Addo in 8 years appointed 17? Who a year and a half were appointed 10 as a 7. Right ben now, effrontery ben now. So who be now? I can be 7. So the truth of the matter is Akufo-Addo appointed 17 in 8 years. Now appointed 7 in a year and a half. Moral right ben now. See appointed. And then the chance of our appointed you. And then the chance of who appointed you. Because the data is clear. People, the data is clear. Say yeah, appointment will be made. It will not be made. Now Chief Justice in the time also. It will not be made. Chief Justice in the time also. Who appointed? One out, one in. Now Akufo-Addo the another 1 out 30 in. Mathematics in you. Akufo-Addo another 1 out 30 in. What are you saying? Can I talk? Akufo-Addo time no 17 now we calculate no. Nanya omo call retirement. Omo time we soon here. And no ni nyina aka ho na mo di nya 17 no. Same. So what is that is why your argument doesn't make sense. That's why your argument doesn't make sense. I'm not now criticizing Akufo-Addo no. Other than one country Ghana for say ebi call retirement until Akufo-Addo replace you. And then the other country say ebi call retirement until Amu be replace you. Now let's go to the argument proper. What is saying? Me politics. And net the law when your moral right to be catch Ghana for say me politics. Dr. James Kabila. Papa Ben I know your man penny wo man June 3rd, 2015 by Oman penny John Dramani Mahama. Any pay we ye 150. Enti sankana obi e wo suahunu e wo kwan a ye fa so e fight flood. Obi ani wa wo suahunu e sin yewra John Dramani Mahama. Nansu 2024 ya ti asama yewra Mahama kan. O say May 27, 2024. O say the recent heavy downpours in Accra and other parts of the country had led to extensive destruction of property. Me jump fast. This has exposed the government's failure to manage and prevent floods. Why not President Mahama blame no? Why not blame no? Sometimes na President Mahama nim say and comfort to Robert Gugatemu. Dela na munim tamu ana mu petumi a mo ka kire Ghana for say Ekufuado na ama flats esi Accra no na munim say comfort to ayigu Gatamu na munim say your engineering problem tamu ana mo ka kire Ghana for say President Mahama enuni o say last paragraph o say given the opportunity to lead our beloved country again, a new NDC government under my leadership will not rest until we find an engineering solution to this persistent flooding. You did to me, ma, then why?
You did well.
In fact, I am worse. Oh, yeah, well. Who tonight radio so I catch Ghana for say you are doing well. Dear Kosu or my Ghana mu the la who tonight catch say you are doing well in fighting flooding. Any pay who a Japadi say who catch say you are doing well. Now him the air bufu ye time cry. Who what the flooding aye politics. Ghana for to Obama wabeye mampenyi. Flood in a buyer. Now with the American outside the year politics bill. When him saw mampenyi Mahama at the flood way 2026 flood, who saw the air politics. President said the air politics. Go and listen to the president's speech. Or say floods nurse, you know. Yan fansha Ghana for na Ghana fonti na floods in the bay. Atosu biu. Nana ya da ben ye tina Ghana ha ye can flood asema ye measure say ensure to 1 millimeters ne 1. For the first time, president say ensure 188 millimeters ne toye in a single day. Now compared to other years ensure and tosa. The president wants to hold nature responsible. The president wants to hold me responsible. But nowhere in his speech did the president hold himself accountable like he held Ekufuado accountable. Ekufuado dear ublemuno. So President Mahama politicized even the current flooding. Or ya man yosema yinhu afrimu. Dear Tosumienu. Almost say Ekufuado ne ma flooding ne baye. And now me no kase Abrantia your friend journalist Erastus Asaridonko oko on Facebook wa choro de Ekufuado. Ene Mami Cecilia Dapa picture to ho. E di blame ni nyina show mo kon asemo a ona mo ye. Dear Tosubio. Ene oko Steve Mantiao Papa Penya ono ye kan Ghana ho ensemu a wo kan bia ye nyina ye tie nasem ono nso se flooding ya esi yemfa nhye Cecilia Dapa ana won so ti ha se yemfa nhye Cecilia Dapa yemfa nhye obi ana Mahama a oyo mampanyin de ye nyini free ti wan na de ye politics wan na de ye politics ene nana ya de o masa kofa ba ne se Ekufuado je 350 million na wo di sika no wan fa nye flood ho adwuma tro. It is a lie from the pit of hell. Why? Government of Ghana and the World Bank echo agreement and a World Bank maye Bosian. Bosiano omo de maye in two folds. The first one omo maye $200 million. $200 million na chino and omo maye $150 million. Ukambo mu a $350 million. But senye IMF sikatie ne sana World Bank sikatie. Yantam sikane mount. Ya the mount in tranches based on performance. So as of June 2025 sika na aban ne diama a World Bank diama Ghana aban was $127 million.
Why?
Nana ya me pacho data ni
$127 million.
$127 million.
Problem answer.
Meba, please let me talk. Out of the 350 million, representing 36% of the funding. Nana ya me read this story we actually. Now
we see you.
Me Minister of Works and Housing. Oko baby. This is May 5th, 2026. This is Garrett Disi na ayeka no. Omo website story omo ye. Obi abetimi a check. Or say the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources, Honorable Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, has expressed satisfaction with the progress of ongoing works improvement in the Carnation monitoring visit to various Greater Accra resilient and integrated development projects.
During what? Carnation?
Or different visitations.
That was it.
Works in the story is improvement works in Carnation. I had no Kasawo Carnation. But he went to several garage projects. Now, my main papa na no musem enchero. Minister no. And this is just a story in May ya bosumi mienu etwam ya. Or say, quote, I am satisfied with the pace and quality of work so far, and I encourage the contractors to maintain this momentum and ensure the timely completion of these critical projects. One, Gary Disika na buy no. Ekufuado anye 350 million. Emu 36% na ba. Emu 36% na aba nso no. Ye dia ye adwuma eyesi ye de ye ama the current minister. Kenneth Gilbert Ejay have visited various sites under the Garrett project. I can say adwuma no oye satisfied and we are happy. In fact, there is another story. All Kachira World Bank is saying Garrett project no mumfa bi mra Kumasi. No mumfa bi nko other region. It cannot be. Say Ekufuado ntina there is flooding. Eya mo incompetence. Montra muchaye sabin samu mo kan ya mo antimi ani so. Bosha mo share Ghana for say ya di tumi ma mo be fight flooding. Yera Mahama 27th May 2024 was say Ghana for mumfa tumi mame. Na mo di tumi mame a me solve flooding. He has failed. He's incompetent. He is the only president when a major disaster under flooding na esanka a lesson mano anya lesson man.
Kofi me da say.
Of na fear 8 years no. There was so betimi aye wantimi anya na ya lastly.
Kofi
lastly. Ensemunu na meka no. O ka kire Ghana for say bosha mo share omo na mo antimi anisu no yensemunu. The like one no ka say you na arrogance na aba mo so no. To me na when ya we spokesperson for Minerals Commission. Woni nam galamsey site who catch say we na make no. The promise you made Ghana for now when Timian deliver no. The promise you made.
James Jr.
You make Africa
Dala Edem and Kofi Tonto.
Akufo say you make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. O to me 200 million 300 million 200 million dollars.
Stop the lies.
$200 million World Bank project.
Give us the evidence.
Says you make.
Give us the evidence.
Accra the cleanest city in Africa.
Lastly,
well, you can't blame somebody.
And now I know say.
Want to blame somebody?
World Bank for a issue statement about the Guardian and other media. In fact, City FM. I story and no pay no say. World Bank say Garrett projects now I stolen now. Entimia mwama yam fight flooding no. Ye finance ministry ato force in that no. This is from take
let's find another time to discuss Garrett.